Good evening and welcome to the Coon Rapids City Council meeting for Tuesday, February 7th. We have three scouts here joining us from Troop 406, and they're going to like to lead us in the pledge. If everybody could rise.
Take it away, guys. And I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good job.
Good job, guys. Thank you. All right, first item on our agenda this evening is to call the roll.
Councilmember Briscoviac.
Here.
Councilmember Kicker.
Here.
Councilmember Demmer. Councilmember Geisler.
Here.
Councilmember Johnson.
Here.
Councilmember Wells.
Here.
Mayor Cook.
Here.
One absent, Demmer.
All right, thank you. Next item is to adopt this evening's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Johnson, second by Wells. Any discussion or changes? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries. We don't have any proclamations tonight. Next is the approval of the minutes from the January 17th council meeting.
Your Honor.
Councilmember Kicker, thank you. Well, I'm missing Denver tonight, so I was like,
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the January 17, 2017 meeting.
Second.
Motion by Kicker, second by Johnson. Any discussion, correction? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And those minutes are approved. Next is our consent agenda. First item on our consent agenda is just an informational item. There was a corporate officer change at Chipotle Mexican Grill. Next is we are appointing Terry Hedberg and Milo Hartman to the Safety Commission for 2017. Next on our consent agenda is to approve the Anoka-Hennepin Drug Task Force Joint Powers Agreement. And it looks like we are inviting the city of Ramsey to the Anoka-Hennepin Narcotics and Violent Crimes Task Force. All right. And 5, accept the 2017 SCORE grant from Anoka County. The funds within this agreement are used to meet the 2017 recycling goal of 6,190 tons as set by Anoka County. And so we will be adopting resolution 17-31. And next item is approve specifications for the generator maintenance and order advertisement for bids for a contract for the maintenance of backup generators. Item 7 is to adopt resolution 17-28, revising the sewer availability charges, the SAC charges. What Met Council will be charging will remain the same, and the administrative fee charged by the city will increase from $75 to $100 per SAC unit. And item 8 is just to receive the gambling expenditure report for the second half of 2016. And then item 9, and the final item on our consent agenda, is to approve the final payment for project 16-8 to Barber Construction Incorporated in the amount of $7,536.68 for project 16-8 miscellaneous trail construction, rehab, and Erlinson pedestrian bridge.
Mr. Mayor, I'll move the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Geisler, second by Johnson. Any questions or discussion? Anything you want to offer from the
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Briscoviac?
number 7, the sewer availability charges. Met Council is not increasing the SAC charge at all. Our city is proposing a slight increase in the administration fee. And I'm just wondering why that is. Is the current fee not covering our cost to administer those? Is there someone that might be able to?
Mr. Mayor, I believe the reason why we're increasing that is that our, administrative costs have gone up at the city level. I know Met Council has raised that rate periodically for whatever reason between 2016 and 2017, they haven't. But the $25 increase, I think, reflects just our costs have gone up as a city.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The consent agenda is adopted. Our next item is hold a currency exchange license public hearing and consider license renewal for Pawn America. And is there anything that you would like to go over before we open the public hearing on this? The Minnesota Department of Commerce has forwarded for council consideration the currency exchange license renewal of Pawn America, Minnesota, 15 Coon Rapids Boulevard. And the notice of public hearing was published in the Anoka County Union Herald on January 20th. And the Minnesota Department of Commerce conducted a state-level background review on the appropriate personnel. No matters which would impact concurrence with the license were discovered. And we have Pawn America's fee schedule here. And if there's no questions, I would open up public hearing for Pawn America. All right. Is anybody here to address the council for Pawn America's currency exchange license renewal? Anybody here for the Pawn America license renewal public hearing? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and look to council for your wishes.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to concur with the Minnesota Department of Commerce renewal of the 2017 currency exchange license for Pawn America, Minnesota, 15 Coon Rapids Boulevard.
Second.
Motion by Geisler, second by Wells. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. We are on to new business. And the first item there is to accept a petition for public improvements for Crescent Ponds 9th edition and order a feasibility study for project 17-18. Is this the last cul-de-sac they've got there, or do they have any more future development they can do?
Mr. Mayor, this is the final phase of this development.
Well, it's sure built out nice. It's really, looks great. All right. Council? Anybody need an explanation or questions or?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember
I'll make a
Geisler?
motion to adopt Resolution 17-18 Sub 2 declaring adequacy of the petition and ordering preparation for a feasibility report for the petitioned improvement.
Second.
Motion by Geisler, second by Johnson. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Next item on our agenda, related. In planning case 08-02E, we're going to consider resolution 17-29, granting final plat for Crescent Ponds 9th edition, Main Street and University WHA development. And this is, includes platting 19 lots on Alder Street. And Alder Street is the last cul-de-sac in the development. The proposed final plat is consistent with the approved preliminary plat.
Your Honor,
Okay, it's Councilmember Johnson.
in planning cases 8-2E, I'd move approval of resolution 17-29 granting the final plat for Crescent Ponds 9th edition with the 6 conditions that are stated in our memorandum.
Second.
Motion by Johnson, second by Griskoviak. Questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 13 is to consider resolution 17-32, amending the 2017 budget for the purchase of a replacement vehicle. You guys not taking care of your stuff over there, chief, or what?
A little wreck.
Had an incident.
Well, we like the fact that it's being primarily replaced by somebody else's insurance.
That's correct.
So Unit P7, a 2014 Dodge Charger with approximately 40,000 miles on it, was involved in a collision with another vehicle on December 17th. P7 was deemed a total loss and the city was reimbursed by the other driver's insurance company. The new squad, a 2017 Dodge Charger, will cost $24,293.71, and the city will reuse all of the police equipment that was not damaged in the accident, including setup of the new squad and replacement of the damaged equipment. The total cost to outfit the new squad will be approximately $30,156.71. After the reimbursement of $27,104 from the other involved party's insurance company, the city will fund the remaining $3,052.61 from the insurance fund. That seems like a good deal to move up 3 model years. Let's not try and
Yeah.
make it a regular practice for capital improvement, but
Your Honor,
Councilmember Wells.
I move to authorize RS 17-32 amending the 2017 insurance fund budget for the purchase of a new police vehicle.
Second.
Motion by Wells, second by Johnson. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 14 is to consider a joint powers agreement with Anoka County for construction and maintenance of Wilderness Bunker Hills Trail Expansion, Project 17-9. And the Wilderness Bunker Hills Trail Expansion is proposed to be constructed, I thought it was going to tell me where it was. It's a trail segment located off of Avocet Street, north through county property to the Bunker Hills Regional Park Trail. I know where it is, but without a picture, yeah, so basically in the old Minnesota dragways, you know.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, runs along the railroad tracks.
All right. Council, any description, anything you want to give us on this, or everybody get comfortable with it?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to recommend approval of the joint power agreement with Anoka County for construction and maintenance of the Wilderness Bunker Hills Trail expansion across county property.
A second?
Motion by Geisler, second by Kicker. You're thinking about maybe it was too self-serving because it's right near your house? Any discussion?
Your Honor, I would just say that a couple of years ago, when I first came on the council, we had a meeting in the park right there in that neighborhood, and this is something that actually was requested by a lot of people. And so I'm grateful now, a couple of years later, to see it come to fruition. So I think it'll be a nice part of linking up our park system all the way from the north to the south.
Excellent. Any chance we can get a little hook going east there over to the golf course? Another time, okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Item 15 is to consider resolution 17-33, removing the assessment and authorizing the mayor and city manager to execute any other documents necessary to remove the assessment on 3931 Coon Rapids Boulevard, lowering the assessment to $1,000.
Your Honor,
Councilmember Wells.
I just think it would be appropriate to get a little information from the city attorney to explain this process.
All right. Mr. Brody?
Your Honor, Councilmember Wells, as you recall, as the memo indicates, Mr. Moriarty objected to his assessment. The assessment was eventually adopted, a miscellaneous assessment for $77.50. He did then take the next step and appeal that to district court as allowed under the Minnesota statute. In the process of that, we did meet and we did resolve or settle the lawsuit or the assessment appeal. And rather than having a trial at the district court level, we did resolve it. He will pay, he's coming in tomorrow if this is approved to pay that amount, and then the matter will be, his lawsuit he'll dismiss against the city. So it's a resolution of the case. And so based on the city attorney, myself, and others that have looked at it, we would recommend that you would adopt this resolution to remove the assessment, and you'll pay, like I said, the money outside of the assessment process, but we'll pay the amount, and the matter will be resolved.
I actually understood that, I just wanted him to say it. Your Honor, I will move to adopt Resolution 17-33, removing the assessment and authorize the mayor and city manager to execute any other documents necessary to remove the assessment.
I'll second it.
Motion by Wells, second by Johnson. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Next item on our agenda is to consider authorizing purchase of a dump truck with plow sanding kit for streets department. Wow, these are expensive. Funds for a replacement Unit 8 Freightliner have been included in the 2017 capital equipment budget of $204,480, as well as $30,000 for the trade-in of the old one. The fleet maintenance supervisor is recommending the purchase of a new dump truck to be used by the street department for plowing and sanding needs, and the cost to purchase the 2018 Freightliner dump truck chassis is, well, this is inside, let's see here. $82,924, and the plow and sanding equipment kit will cost $104,839. Therefore, the total for the new unit is $187,763. The truck will be purchased from I-State Truck Center, a state contract vendor for single and tandem axle truck chassis and cabs, and the plow sanding equipment kit will be purchased from Towmaster Truck Equipment, a state contract vendor for truck body components and custom bodies. The existing unit, Unit 8, is a 2007 Freightliner and is being recommended to be retained as an emergency backup unit. However, Unit 44A, a 2003 dump truck, was retained as a backup rather than being sold when replaced in 2014, and this truck will either be traded in or sold outright. That's everything I got here.
Your Honor,
Councilmember
I'm
Wells?
just curious, the one we're getting rid of now, I'm assuming is worth way less than $30,000.
No, we're still in that range, Councilmember Wells.
I was kind of hoping that 2007 would have been worth a lot more than 30,000, so I was thinking that.
I think
2003.
if you look at it, we've sold others for, what, 60 to 80, somewhere in that range. But if we keep the older one and get rid of the new one, it's a value of whether you have it or whether you sell it is really what it boils down to. And when you need these, you need them. You can't go rent them. You can't get them anywhere else. We've got some use out of the old backup, so we'd rather shift this one down and take the older one out.
I'm assuming we're gonna keep this one for 10 or more years too, so, okay.
All right. Do we have a motion yet?
No?
Okay. Anybody want to buy a dump truck?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to take staff's recommendation for the purchase of the 2018 Freightliner with the plow and sanding kit from I-State Truck Center and Towmaster Truck Equipment under the state contract in the total amount of $187,763, and trading or selling Unit 44A and retaining old Unit 8, a 2007 Freightliner as a backup truck.
Second.
Motion by Geisler, second by Griscoviac. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. We are now at open mic. Is anybody here to address council for open mic this evening? Then I will spare you the introduction to that. We do have a report on a previous open mic, and I'm not sure how much of this is interesting. It was a resident that was concerned with our process for appealing a long grass ordinance or a long grass fine. And we had just recently discussed the process in October of 2016 and reaffirmed the property maintenance and administration policies. and there's no further action being taken at this time, so we'll move on to other business. Yeah, it's only 7:25, we're at other business. Snowflake Days, got the chili feed coming up Thursday night, right? Chili on Thursday night and waffles Sunday morning, and the junior royalty thing Saturday afternoon. Mr. Himmer?
Family Fun Day at the Ice Arena on Sunday the 12th from approximately 4 to 7:30. There's the painting, there's open skate, there's other activities for everyone, so between 3 and 7:30. Also, if I may, Mr. Mayor, open skate on February 19th. It's typically in Sunday evening. We've got a sectional hockey game that night, so the open skate for that Sunday evening has been canceled, and we're going to move it to Monday, the 20th, which is a holiday, so it'll be during the day, so there's a place for kids to go. Check the website or contact the Ice Arena. I'm not sure of the hours at this point, but open skate for the 19th is canceled, and it will be moved to Monday, the 20th.
Excellent. All right. Other business?
There is the Anoka County Polar Plunge that is Saturday, February 25th at 1 p.m. on Crooked Lake, so
Anybody here gonna be doing that?
I don't think so.
Chief?
You're a retired cop. You gonna go jump in the lake?
No, but I am going to be in Maui, and I will jump in the ocean.
So apparently
The
that's what you get to do when you're
anti-polar
retired, Chief. All right, well, if we have no other business to, yeah, Mr. Stemwell.
I was going to mention the Dessert and Coffee concert series continues this Thursday, February 9th, 7 o'clock with Kenny and Rick. And then the city offices will be closed for President's Day, which is before our next meeting. I think it's February 20th. Just wanted to mention that. That's it.
Excellent. Any other business?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Johnson, second by Wells to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.